I know you enjoyed the first episode with Coach Elena, and I promised that we were going to continue to look at the dynamics of the coaching business itself. In the last episode, she did one of the things that stood with me was when she took us on a bit of her coaching journey, how coaching found him. And one of the things that got me reflective with my own coaching journey is she said, I was doing a lot of stuff out there, but internally I knew something was missing. And what is also profound was she said that she noticed she was younger, yet her energy was so low. And when coaching found her, and when she embraced to be on her own internal journey as she served others through coaching, it's as if she renewed her strength. So today we are here once again with Coach Elena, who is currently the Vice President of ICF Ukraine chapter. She is a professional certified coach, PCC as we call it, within the ecosystem of International Coaching Federation. She is also an entrepreneur. Coach Elena, thank you for joining us once again, and a teaser of what the last episode was for you as we zoom into coaching business, coaching practice. What should people look out for?
Well, I like this phrase that coaching is a marvelous profession, but a very hard business. That's what all you have to know about coaching business. Because as we discussed already, coaching is something new, something many people can't put their fingers on. If you are hungry, you go and buy bread, sandwiches, potatoes. You know where to go, where to buy it, and according to which measures evaluate that. When you talk about coaching, you don't even know that you need it. And you actually don't want to change anything, right? So for a coach, actually, to sell coaching, right? I won't be afraid of this word because business has a very important part as sales. So I believe that for a coach, it's really important to figure out how to be not only a coach, but also how to sell the coaching. Because otherwise, it just stays a hobby. That's my belief.
Wow, that's a key point, that if you are not able to bring coaching to the space of those who can find the need for it, even when they are not so sure, it then becomes a hobby instead of an intervention, instead of a magic wand, instead of a transformational agent, instead of that is a very key one, because it's so easy to go through coaching training and just wallow and just enjoy the frenzy and the buzzy of it, and when it comes to the practice of coaching, you will be stuck and knitted to just your chair, or lack even the zeal and the drive to want to pursue it, use it in service of others as you also go on your individual journey. How did you fashion out your coaching business? How did that happen for you?
That's a very great question, because in the beginning, when I finished the coaching school, I realized, okay, what do I want to do with it? And I realized that I will only do it if I'll be able to make money from it. Yeah. Because I have many great hobbies. And I realized that hobbies are hobbies, but profession is profession.
Yeah.
And well, fortunately, I have this business background. I have background in marketing, in sales. I worked for corporations for many years, and it helped me in some way. And I was also learning how to do it, how to deliver coaching services. My big disadvantage was that I'm not like this I'm learning this, these entrepreneurs who sell something they don't know what they sell, right? You're
Oh.
just selling it and you don't know if people will benefit from it. You just want to sell. Unfortunately for me, I'm not like that. I want to make sure that something that I sell will bring benefit to people, that they will enjoy it, that they will like it, that they'll be happy with this. And maybe it also helped me, because what I thought about, I was taught in a clear business term.
Mm.
Who is my customer? Who are people I will bring value to, right?
Mm.
Pure business approach. What product I can sell? How this product helps these people resolves their problems. And by exposing myself by marketing, right? Because I also had background in marketing, I
Mm.
just started like telling, okay, look, I'm doing this, but in a very focused way. I didn't sell coaching because nobody would buy. I started selling solution.
I love that statement. I didn't sell coaching. Nobody will buy because people don't even know what it is for you to sell that to them. Wow, that's profound, Coach Alina.
Yeah, and so the long story short, my approach, my MVP was this, just seeing if what I offer, and I was offering to like in Facebook, to unknown people, to
Mm.
unknown audiences, and people started buying. So there were clients who were ready to buy something I was offering. And bit by bit, it started to unfold. Because when I just started, I was still working in a corporation. So I was kind of seeing. I didn't want just to jump into something. I just wanted to make sure that what I'm doing is really helping people, because for me it's essential that it's something, because I still had to figure out this what coaching is it magic or what's that, so I wanted to make sure that I'm selling no magic, I'm selling something which really helps. And yeah, so that's how I started. Obviously, in the long run, it had many turns, many developments, but I think that's the most important thing, to know whom you sell and what you sell, and go and talk about it.
I know we all have access to ICF surveys, research, and it's one of the things I love about the International Coaching Federation, where there is always something ongoing to better the practice and the business of coaching for its members. So the benefits and everything is already in there. From your experience, why should corporate or an individual on his or her personal endeavor invest in coaching?
So why should they invest, right?
Yes.
Why should they? I think that, as you said, right, we start from ROI, and ICF again has a lot of researches on how coaching helps in terms of figures, money, wise, etc., etc. And I think we're still going to that moment, right, where we will see this clear connection. So far, in many terms, it's not really, you can't really like measure it in full scope, because
Mm.
coaching is much more than something we could put our fingers on. But what happens is that in corporations is full of whom? Humans, right?
Yeah.
There are no robots yet who do all the job, right? And since they are humanly, there are humans who are running corporations, coaching is a brilliant way, especially in business environment, is a brilliant, magnificent, quick, I would say, instrument, which in sometimes in very short terms
Mm.
helps really improve human confidence, human clarity, actions, and through all these things, emotions, so many things coaching can have influence on. And through these human beings who get suddenly, as I got inspired, those human beings can produce much better results than those who don't have energy or desire to do anything. That's what I believe in, and that's what I've seen in many, many years of working in corporations.
I monitored one of the research from Gallup looking at what are followers looking for in leaders. And if I could cite, they were looking at hope, they were looking at trust, they were looking at psychological safety. What does coaching offer leadership as a specific segment or market tier in corporate? What does coaching offer this particular segment?
I think what leaders need and what they appreciate in coaching, what they actually, as you say, give as a testimonial, they have this safe space where they actually unfold their thoughts, the thoughts they can't share with anyone else, right? So when they have this relationship of partnership, not just bringing all this burden on themselves, but actually being able to see through their thoughts, their ideas, their strategies, what reality they're creating in their head, and see this like in a different way, actually to talk about it, because normally people are even afraid to think about something. So that's very like fragile, I would say, not fragile, but how to say, very fine work of where we are helping leaders see their way of thinking, their ways of creating their inner reality. And as you say, when there is trust, when they speak out loud their thoughts, when they have that partner who can support them, who can even challenge their thinking, who can tell them what they think in a way so that they might shift their perspective. Again, many, many things. I just started thinking, okay, what is emerging from real sessions with leaders, right? And in reality, there are many things. But again, leaders are humans. They rose high. They're very, they have very top positions, but still they remain humans. They don't become another species.
What does it mean? For me, what does this bring to for a leader? Maybe the person corporate does not have the budget. What would you say to a leader who will want to invest in coaching for their personal growth? What is in there? If I am a leader, a supervisor, a manager, even an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, why is it important for me to invest in coaching?
I think now, especially in the world we live in, it's of paramount importance to create this space where actually you can think. Because if you just run on old patterns, on old programs, if you react, if you do things automatically, it's very hard to navigate the turbulence, the chaos, the pressure of the world. And the importance of coaching is actually, this is the space where in the tumult of reorganizations, layoffs, geopolitics, you just can have this space to think strategically. Where are you really leading this ship? Who you really are on this ship? Are you captain, or you're just cooking, the breakfast for the crew, and decide on your role, decide on your strategic decisions. And so I think coaching is really the salvation for our world, because without it, you will just run. And maybe some great people have their ways of navigating it. But again, at which price?
Yeah.
How
at which
much will it
price?
cost their families, their health, their lives? So there is no doubt that leaders, especially, need coaching.
Wow. So in the coaching practice and business, if or still a struggling coach is watching us, to take a thing or two, what would you say have been one or two guiding principles, one or two business strategy, one or two marketing approach, one or two? We ask for competencies and our standards and that we give it to ICF that it shapes us for our profession. But when it comes to the coaching business, what would you say to anyone who is on starting his or her coaching business, solopreneur or as a consultant? What is in there for such a person?
As the question, I think your question already has part of the answer. Yeah, actually pay attention to the business of coaching, to
Mm.
being honest with yourself. How good are you at selling? How confident you are at marketing? Are you really up to doing it full steam, or you're just uncomfortable selling and you might be even lying to yourself, So here, I think the very key thing is just to develop the skills, find a way to develop this business identity, the leader, the CEO, the salesperson in you, not
Mm.
only coach, in order to be able to actually make it happen.
Is coaching a universal phenomenon, or it's just for Europeans, it's just for Americans, is coaching a universal phenomenon that can bring transformation to individuals or corporates who invest in it?
I think coaching is very human phenomenon, yeah. And as we discussed, look, you are from Ghana, I'm from Ukraine, and I can't tell you that people in Ukraine are so, open to coaching. Not everyone, not yet. And I worked with clients from Asia, from Pakistan, from Japan, from all over the world, from Latin America. And because I speak Spanish and English, and that's kind of broadens, right, the perspective of working with different people. And so I believe coaching is a human phenomenon, first of all. It's about like opening up our human potential. Of course, we all have our cultural backgrounds, all ideas, all the ways of living, which are different. But I see and I believe that coaching is just the word for being conscious, being truthful to yourself, to actually live your life. And I believe that people all over the world want to live their life, just, to feel this fulfillment, to feel this energy, to feel that they're doing something meaningful for others. And so for me, coaching it stands for those things. And that's why I believe that's not something artificial, but it's something really profound and universal.
Hmm. In Istanbul, most of the breakout sessions and everything, if there is one thing you want to share about developing your profession as a coach, the importance of a community or the importance of belonging to a body like the ICF, why is that important?
For me, as we have started our conversation recently, that's what emerges. As you mentioned, yeah, we have great competencies, ethics code, community, amazing people, right, from many, many parts of the world. But for me, what is rising recently, especially with what's happening in the world, because my approach is actually to watching what's happening in other parts of the world as well. It's not like I'm living isolated. My heart is always with people like, for example, from Iran, from, I don't know, US, from people who fight for better life, for freedom, for all those things. So for me, this community recently has also become, with the words which you said in the beginning, that your heart is with us, right? Humanity, one of the core principles of ICF. Because as I said, being human is of paramount importance, is just who we are. We can't pretend we are just doing things, just for whatever, for doing great toys or great inventions, but for what? But because we want to be human and we want to have these human experiences. And I think that's it for me, just to be able to connect to other human beings, to support other human beings in good times, in bad times, and evolve into something different, evolve into something better together.
Coach Elena has been very deep. It's been very selfless. I have experienced you in a depth of a different way than meeting in Istanbul, and I will want to say I appreciate your time with us. But what are your last words? Because there is something else I'll ask, but what are your last words before we call it? Or there's something else I'll ask before we draw the curtains, but what are your last words?
My last words are words of gratitude to you, Scofray, because we shared more, we put more focus on my story, but I'm so curious about your story, and I'm really can imagine how bright and magical and amazing your way in coaching has been, being an MCC and the president of Ghana, in doing so many beautiful things. So I'm really grateful for you to organizing this space, for bringing up these topics, for your own depth, for your wisdom, for your strength, and I really thank you for this space you have created and for the change I'm sure you're already making in this world. Thank you very much.
So, Coach Elena, before we say goodbye, what would you want the next guest to say about the world they want to see? What question would you ask the next guest about the world they want to see? A coaching question, one coaching question to the next guest.
Wow, that's a challenge. I don't know who the next guest is. Well, I would ask who this coach want to be in this new world.
Also, who this coach wants to be in this world. Coach Elena is an entrepreneur. She is also a professional certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. She is a professional certified coach, which we call MCC. And I want to say a very big thank you for gracing the Coach Scofray podcast. And I know we will do this again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Coach Elena.
Thank you very much.